Hi guys, my name's Kerry and welcome to my little corner of the internet. Today I'm going to be reviewing the iPad Pro 2020 11-inch. To do this, I'm just going to go into Apple's website. I've got to say, I don't have the Magic Keyboard. I just can't justify that much money on it right now. And I also have no need for it currently because I bought this with the intention mainly to use it at university for digital note-taking, which, depending on the global situation, I may or may not be going this September. Another reason, however, that I bought this at the time I did, which was the 18th of May, I got this in the post, so I've had it for 7 or 8 weeks, was to entertain me during lockdown, and it has done just that. The display is insane. It's so good for watching TV shows and editing videos. I'm not going to claim to know what all the tech specs mean. I'm no technology expert at all, but it says here the industry leading colour accuracy. For sure, it is incredible. The colours are so vivid and vibrant. The camera is insane. I tested it properly earlier because, to be honest, I have an iPhone X. That's what I take my photos on. This is quite the camera. It's quite large to be taking it around with you everywhere, but it is beautiful. As you can see, it has a dual camera and as well as the LiDAR scanner, which I think is light interference and detection ranging, something like that, probably wrong, but the LiDAR scanner is for augmented reality, which shows like depth perception. It uses light, or rather uses the reflection of light to tell how far away or how close something is, and I actually tested it briefly in my unboxing video, which I will link below. First off, some landscape photos. This is my boyfriend's cat. I think the quality here is very good. You can see every little hair. This is a live photo I took of her. You're going to be able to hear how good the speakers are too. It's a little squeaky purr. This was a test. I just was really close to her. You can see her cat crumbs, but you can really see like pretty much every hair. It's very detailed. And then I did some portrait photos, as in upright, not with portrait mode, because the portrait mode is only the front-facing camera on the iPad. This is just some plant that happened to have a fly on it. I think it's quite a good quality image. This was by holding the camera close up, and this is what I mean about how vivid the colour accuracy is. That is exactly the colour that this plant, or rather this flower, is. Like, that is spot on. I can see it from my window. In fact, it looks even better in this photo than it does in real life. This was just using the normal zoom. The camera has the ×1 zoom as its like default setting, and this is what that looks like. I also took a photo of the sky in that mode, which is this. As you can see, it's a really nice photo. You can see all the birds in the sky, and it's obviously focused mainly on the clouds. But however, the plants are still in perfect focus. But this is when I zoomed out and it goes to 0.5 zoom, which is the wide-angled lens that Apple boasted when they released this. These two photos were taken when I was standing in the exact same spot. This is just the normal zoom, and then this is when you pinch out a little bit and you get the 0.5. As I said, this is the LiDAR scanner. Oh yeah, light detection and ranging, there we go. And then obviously this is the augmented reality thing. I am yet to try this out properly, but I have every intention of eventually getting around to doing so. I do have the one app, which is called Plant Tail, but again, I use that. That's the one I used in my unboxing video, so if you want to see a very quick first impression of that, then head over there. And then again, here's about the camera. So you can shoot 4K video, which I don't doubt. You can shoot 4K on my iPhone as well, which I've done before. I'm assuming it's very good. And then there's the ultra wide photos and the true depth camera. This is about the front facing true depth camera that enables Face ID. Because there's more screen, I suppose, it tells you if your camera is covered, like the sensor's covered up. It does say camera covered, but so if you're holding it upside down and your hand's over the bottom, which is meant to be the top, then it will tell you. This, in terms of performance, I don't understand what A12Z Bionic chip is, or A12Z, but it is so fast. Without a doubt, apps open, everything opens so quickly, it's so responsive to everything, every touch, it's so smooth, it's so fast. It is by far faster than my computer. The multitasking is response to having two like tabs open. As you can see here, they've got files open in there and then editing software open there. It also is incredible for having multiple things open at once and it doesn't slow it down. I really am down to try the Apple Pencil at some point. I think if I do go to university, I will be using that because the equivalent I have right now is this Miko high sensitivity stylus. It is good, I do like it and it works fine for drawing and writing, but it isn't the Apple Pencil. It's designed to look like the first gen Apple Pencil and this one would be the second, obviously. And I have found that some of my study with me's that I've done, that holding such a round pencil for hours it's not very comfortable. Also this one, it magnetizes slightly, but not really where I would want it to. Like it does sort of, but not quite the same as the Apple Pencil, which is meant to attach like that. This also has a charger, one of the USBs at the end. I've had a couple of questions and comments about this, so I thought I would just quickly cover it. This is £30, that's £100 cheaper than the Apple Pencil. If you only want it for writing, especially for shorter periods of time, 100% recommend this. It's definitely worth the money, and I'm not going to say it's a good dupe, but it's a good alternative for sure. In terms of portability, without a doubt, it's so lightweight, it's insane. It probably only weighs a little bit more than my phone, and it is so streamlined. If I just take the case off, I'll show you. Without the case, this thing is thinner than the sensitive stylus. It is just a beautiful piece of technology. I agree that it has all-day battery life. This thing lasts, I need to charge this probably every 2 to 3 days, depending on how much I've used it and how many shows I watched on it. Looking at the tech specs section on the Apple website, you can see that obviously there's loads of gigabyte availabilities. The two colours, obviously I've got the silver. I do think it's a bit odd that they've only made two colours because the iPad Airs, I think there's a gold and a rose gold as well, and I'm not quite sure why they only chose for two, but I think they look really sleek, and honestly no matter what the colour choice I would have picked silver. My MacBook's silver, my iPhone is silver, so here we go. It weighs 471 grams, which is just over a pound. That is so light, that is insane. I think this is going to be so good for putting in your backpack, especially if you're at uni or college. It'll be really helpful because it doesn't weigh you down and you can put all your books and notes on here instead of having to carry around 17 different books. I like the USB-C charging cable, it's very cool. I think it's quite, well, I think it's quite new to Apple. I'm not sure they've ever done anything with it before. I know obviously none of the phones have it. However, it's not the best for the environment. The idea of them all being the same, like the lightning cables for the phones, it's not as adaptable, which obviously Apple, you know, they want you to buy more. I just think it's a bit sneaky, and the fact that it's USB-C to USB-C means you can't like plug it into USB outlets because it's not the right adapter. And FaceTime and audio calling on this is great. I've used this for FaceTime, especially during, you know, lockdown. I've been talking to my family more than ever, really, as I don't live with my parents. The microphone is great and the speakers are incredible. Like, it is so loud. I believe it has 4. Yeah, it has 1, 2, and then on the bottom it has 3 and 4. I think a lot of the iPads have 4 speakers, but these speakers are so good. I mean, it just says 4-speaker audio, which really isn't the most descriptive for Apple. But now if we're talking about some of the apps and the like compatibility, amazing. GoodNotes is incredible. It is so good for note taking. It's so efficient, it's so fast. As with Procreate, I think those two are a lot of the reasons people buy iPads. Procreate, I don't use it to the extent it could be useful just because I don't have the need. I mainly use it for editing my thumbnails, to be honest, and I use iMovie, which I don't think I've got open, to edit my videos, because I did not get along with iMovie on my MacBook. I've tried before and it is just not, it's just not the one, but it is so efficient and easy to use on here. I love it. I use my iPad for pretty much everything. I watch so many shows on here. It works so well as like a TV. It works as a computer, I suppose. If I had a keyboard, would definitely use it for that. I use it for Safari and Googling all the time. Using it with a stylus like this makes it so much easier. I use it for selling. I have my Depop shop that I use it for often, and I also use it for eBay. I use it for my transactions from my PayPal and my bank. As I've said, I use it for editing videos and thumbnails, and it makes it so easy. That's just from sorting out my Depop. But as you can see, I've got all my thumbnails in here, and I use it for annotations as well for my videos. I run my YouTube channel, Instagram from here, which shameless self-promo is Kerry's Corner _. Help me out. I could imagine if you had a young child, or if you're someone who plays a lot of games on your iPad, this is stunning for gaming as well, because the display is so good. I use it for learning my languages, and I also listen to music on it. I use it for everything. I can guarantee you that if you use this for school or uni, or any kind of note-taking, it's so good. Here's some notes I made on schizophrenia. It's just seamless. It works so well, and that's just using this. So I'm sure with the Apple Pencil, which has more capabilities such as a double tap to change, I think that would just elevate your note-taking so much. It would make it so much easier. This is so lightweight, compact and easy. All you've got to do is keep it charged. In terms of price, it is expensive. This particular model, which is 128 gigabytes and Wi-Fi, not cellular, £769. It was a lot of money. Also, I bought it on the same day that I bought my car insurance, so that was a very, very expensive day for me, but I have to say it is worth it through and through. It is beautiful and I would buy it again. I will be using this for years, and I've only had it like a month and a half, so if you've got the means to buy yourself one of these, 10 out of 10 would recommend. It is stunning. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please comment below and let me know if you liked it. Please like it below, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye.